Hey, I'm Corn and today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Studio Series Gamer Edition Optimus Prime. Start things off by taking a look at the packaging. We got the no window packaging to get your greasy fingers all over Prime. It just says here Transformers War For Cybertron. Got a pixelated picture of Optimus Prime. I say pixelated because in person the picture is actually very blurry. And it just says number 3, and the little D-pad on there. Studio Series Gamer Edition Optimus Prime. Hasbro is eating up, plastic-free packaging. Transformers Generations. Takara Tomy on the top. Just says Transformers War For Cybertron, not to be confused with the War For Cybertron trilogy that came out a couple of years ago, with that whole trilogy thing. And number 3, Studio Series, Optimus Prime, Voyager class. On the back, it just shows you Transformers in 22 steps. You call it the Major Leadership. And you go from the robot to the Cybertronian, presumably truck mode of some sorts. I don't know, it's a weird looking truck. And it comes with the backdrop. And that's basically it for the packaging. There's not much really down here. And that's about it. So let's open up the figure and let's see how awesome he truly is. And here we have Optimus in his Cybertronian truck mode. And I really like this mode. It's just really interesting take on Optimus. And I always like this design from the game. I'm just taking a closer look here. It's got some nicely painted silver on the front. And it's just completely round here. Almost looks like a shoe in the front. I don't know why. I just can't but imagine it's like a shoe with wheels and smokestacks. Looks kind of interesting, but kind of weird at the same time. But that's just Cybertronian alt modes for you. You can kind of make out the feet here, and unfortunately underneath it's pretty gappy under here, and you got the arms sticking out here, and even the back you just see the hands here. But I don't think it's the end of the world. But I'm sure there'll be a third-party upgrade kit or something that'll be able to cover this up eventually. But it's not that bad at all, and I think it's really cool. We got some nicely painted wheels, which some primes have painted wheels and some don't, so it's a nice bug that this one does. And of course, as it has wheels, it should roll around as all rolling things should. Now I know this is a little nitpicky, but I still don't like how there's a lot of gaps and holes all over the front of the truck. And there's a little bit of stuff back here, we can like put your finger through it. And once again, like I said before, I feel like a third-party kit might be able to fix this somehow, but I'm not 100% sure. And I think there's a little bit of a ventilation detail or some kind of grill here, or actually I think the grill's supposed to be here. I'm not really too sure what that's supposed to be. That's an interesting little detail. Now it does come with weapons. First off, got this big-ass gun. If the camera will focus for us. There we go. Just plop it here. Normally there's like a 5mm port and it can swivel around, but no, just stick it on here. And normally I hate weapon stores, but since this is a Cybertronian futuristic looking vehicle, it doesn't look too bad on it. And here we have this giant old axe, which looks really nice, but the paint could look a little better. It looks like someone just dipped this in macaroni and cheese or something. I know it's supposed to be like a heated energon axe, but it could have had better execution, but not the end of the world. And you can stick it onto these little ports on the side, and that looks really dumb. And for one quick size comparison, here it is next to this Kingdom Red Alert. And as you can see, this is a Voyager scale figure, and I think there was a deluxe version of this guy back in 2010, which was a lot smaller, obviously, than this guy. I don't have that figure, but I find it very strange that Optimus would be a deluxe class, but I think this would be a much more appropriate scale, but that's something worth noting. And even though these are from completely different toy lines and continuities, I think these two look pretty good together. Alright, now let's get Optimus Prime transformed. Here we have Optimus in his robot mode, and he's beefy, chunky, and he's just really awesome. Now, something to note is that there is a little feature where you can give him the cannon, but this piece just pops off for that, and it just pops off way too easily. I might put like some clear nail polish on it or something so that it doesn't fall off as easily. But the idea is I'm supposed to just put it on like this. Can be a little tricky to do sometimes. But the idea is that you just stick it on there. And you have that going on. And that looks really cool. And of course you have the giant axe from before, which you can just stick into his hand. Now Prime is ready to go pew pew bang bang and just crush your skull in the process. And that's really cool. And as for the kibble, I think it's pretty well executed. You got some stuff in the back and some junk in the back, but I think it's pretty well handled. Like the backpack isn't too crazy because I've seen some with more severe cases on like Masterpiece and even some third-party Transformers, but I think it's already clean. Oh, that didn't really go in all the way. Oh, there you go. See, I forgot to tab that in. And overall, I just think it looks really good. And he does have the Matrix of Leadership gimmick, where you can open up the chest and you can take out the Matrix. But he can't really seem to hold it in his hand at all. Like, I mean, just with this one, I don't think he can hold it like to open up his hand or anything. Yeah, you can't open up his hand, so it kind of defeats the purpose. But you can have this. You can pretend Optimus is holding the Matrix, so that's kind of cool. Unless the idea is to stick it into his hand like this. Okay, I'm not going to risk doing that, but if you can try it, you can be my guest. Anyway, the inside of the chest is extremely well detailed, and I love that head sculpt on Prime. It is just really, really good, and the headpieces, the antenna or horns, or whatever you want to call it, sticking up really high. It looks really cool. And I just love that head sculpt and that detail on the chest. And he's got two Autobot logos on his arms. And he's got some nice beefy proportions. And he just looks like a big, brawny Optimus. And I just love this design. Also, I do have one other gripe, is that this back piece doesn't seem to tab into anything. It just seems to just doesn't lock in or tab in, just doesn't do anything at all. Just it's kind of loose, but if you shake it, it doesn't really fly out or anything, so that's at least a good thing. And now for posability, the head's on a ball joint, the arms rotate 360, can go out that far, you got a bend at the elbow, you got a bicep swivel, the hands can swivel, you got a waist swivel, can spread out that far, you got a bend at the knee, a thigh swivel, and you got a pivot at the ankle, and see if there's anything else. Oh, and yes, there's also some rocking motion at the ankle as well. So overall, posability is really, really good on this guy. Once again, for a quick size comparison, here it is next to an average Deluxe Class Transformer. Here we have Kingdom Red Alert. Overall, I think this is a great figure. The transformation is also pretty easy on this guy, and it's also a nice little chunky figure, so if you want something just put on your desk and you just want to fiddle with, and when you're bored or something, this might be the figure for you. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification button. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the flip side.